replied to the backlash over their $80 games, and the response is pathetic. They're actually saying, yes, there's going to be a ton of $80 games, but the prices could also go up.
The same people that advocated, oh, we support our developers, we pay full price for our games, are the same people complaining about paying full price for video games. I guess Game Pass Ultimate ain't looking as anti-consumer as you people wanted it to. I thought you people had no problem with this, man. Put your finger down, man. What are you doing with all this garbage, man? Man acting like he got magic powers. He out here looking like a character from Kirby. I mean, come on, Dreamcast guy. What are you doing, bruh? Dude out here playing too much Hogwarts Legacy. This dude got lightning coming out of his fingertips. You that angry over this? Ain't you the same dude that picked up the Pro for $800? You robbed your own girlfriend and you out here complaining about high prices to video games? The same dude that pays $70 for remakes. Man, this dude is a joke. What are we doing in this community, man? Oh, Nintendo, $80, $90 to $100. It is what it is, bro. And if you got a problem with it, well, guess what you can do? Not support it.
Up. We may see a $90 another game like Mario. We could see some $100 Zeldas or Xenoblades.
See, this is the problem with the gaming community. It's either you get Nintendo fans that are just outright defending this garbage, and then you get people like him jumping on the hate bandwagon and saying everything negative about Nintendo. Now, mind you, I agree with you. I think it's ridiculous, but at the same time, you consumers are going to have to vote with your wallet. If you don't like it, well, don't buy it. So I really do hope with all these videos that you've been doing, Dreamcast guy, that you're not going to go out there and pick up the Switch 2 day one. Because we all can guarantee that's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to sell your Switch 1 to your girlfriend, claim that it's the Switch 2 for $450, out here selling Switch 1 games as if they're Switch 2. She wouldn't know because the same games are in the cartridge. Instead, you out here walking out with the upgrade.
Talk about this because this isn't some random employee. This is the official statement that just came out from the head of Nintendo of America, Doug Bowser. But that's not all. They also announced stick drift is coming back. The stick drift.
This man just wants to be overly negative, bro. Bro, the same thing is with the PlayStation 5 controller, bro. To be honest with you, I've had more stick drift with this garbage than I've had on my Nintendo Switch. I mean, personally, they're both pretty bad. And I think Microsoft, GameStop with another W, makes the best controllers in gaming. But at the end of the day, bro, we already know they're not going to change the technology of the sticks because they want you people to keep buying accessories.
Just which one, which actually led to multiple lawsuits that Nintendo lost.
Actually, they won. What are you talking about? Nintendo didn't lose.
Said, yes, we're still using the same technology. It would cost them 1% more.
If Nintendo lost, then why is it in Switch 2? This dude don't know what he's talking about. Yo, come on, man. What are you doing? Even a blind man can see that you can. This dude's lying. Oh, yeah, Nintendo, they lost it with the Switch 1, right? Oh, yeah, Nintendo lost those lawsuits, so they decided to do it again. Bro, that don't even make sense.
To actually fix stick drift forever, but they said, no thanks, we'd rather get the most profit possible. Let's talk about
just like PlayStation out here selling you remasters and remakes, man. At the end of the day, Nintendo took that idea from y'all. Because y'all did it first. Y'all were the first to put $10 additionally on these new games. And everybody else followed suit. Now Nintendo's doing $80. Eventually it's going to be $90. And then GTA 6 is most definitely going to be $100. This was all in the making. This was bound to happen anyway, as far as I'm concerned.
Both these statements, but specifically the pricing one about the games, because it feels actually disrespectful.
Oh, it's disrespectful, but it wasn't disrespectful what you did to your girlfriend by robbing her for $500 just so you could put it towards your Pro. It wasn't disrespectful when you paid $10 for an upgrade that Sony should have gave you for free. It wasn't disrespectful that when the Pro said it had optimized games that they were running worse than it did on the base model PS5. It wasn't disrespectful when Sony didn't give you guys a portable, but instead gave you a PlayStation Portal. It wasn't disrespectful then. It's only disrespectful when it's Nintendo, and this is the problem with this community. Where's the middle ground? Where's people with rational thinking? Where's the people that doesn't have to necessarily take a side, but can express things in a logical manner? Y'all don't do this. Y'all sit there and be like, it's either hate Nintendo all the way, while also boasting about your favorite company, but also doing the same exact thing. How are PlayStation fanboys talking crap about people from Nintendo when y'all were paying overpriced for Xbox games? Y'all literally doing it now. You're paying $100 for games now just so you can play them 4 days early on your PlayStation 5 console? At least Nintendo, those are new games. You're paying $100 for a game that's already available on PC and Xbox.
Hope you're having a great day.
Come on, man.
Place. Give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't. I'm going to, in my opinion, very much weaponize language. This term right here, variable pricing. Yes. This is something fans have been pitching for almost 10 years. For like the last...
I brought that up to people's attention. Games to win another W. I told you that the prices of games, the real OGs know that I've said this first, that they should be dependent on the budget that goes into the games. But then you guys told me with wonder, it doesn't matter. A good game is a good game. $60 is... Listen, these are things that you guys pitched on. Now that it's getting worse, now you guys want to use the arguments that I brought up.
Last 8 years, there has been this idea that's been kicked around a lot, which is that shorter games or lower budget games should just be cheaper.
I was on that page. Y'all know I was the one advocating for that. I told people when I see Super Mario Bros. Wonder and they were charging $60 for a $200,000 budget game, I sat there and told you it should be lower. Y'all like it doesn't mean it shouldn't be lower than Odyssey, even if the budget's lower. A good game is a good game. That's what you people told me. Don't lie to yourself now that I caught you in your lie.
Not because it's demeaning to it, but basically, okay, if we can make a cool 5-hour indie game charge you like $10, okay, that means more people are going to try it, more people are going to buy it, and that gives you a bigger budget because it's got replayability, $50.
Well, voice acting, cinematics, I mean, these things cost money, people. As much as you people want to sit there and say it doesn't, it costs these studios money. This is why Sony is afraid to do AAA gaming, because it's expensive to do.
The whole idea is literally not just paying for what you're getting, but also kind of just conveying the size of the game, even looking at the price tag. Well, now he's saying this. What you see right there is variable pricing. We look at each game, really look at the development that's gone into the game.
But the difference is, though, with GTA 6 potentially being $100, that's a difference because I'm hearing that they're putting about $3 billion into that game. Now, with a game like Nintendo, they're not doing that, man. I've told you guys before, Nintendo is making AA games, walking out with AAA money. Now, all of a sudden, you guys starting to see this hustle?
The breadth, the depth of the gameplay, if you will, the durability over time, and the repeatability of the gameplay experience. These are all factors, and there's many more that go into the consideration of what the blue shell is so eloquently crafted. This should be, in my opinion, the cheaper one, because you know it's going to sell 50 million copies. The original...
It doesn't matter. It's going to sell 50 million copies even at the price of $80 to $90. Nintendo knows that. That's why they're doing it, because they're guaranteed money. That's what you don't understand. They're like, we can make more money. That's why they added DRM by having only one person being able to play the game card, virtual game card that you lend. They know that. Nintendo looked at it like, whoa, I mean, how many people are actually doing that with their wife and kids? We could have made another additional $60. That's how these companies are looking at it. They're looking at all that lost potential and growth that they could have had. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but if you can't share the game through game share with your wife and your kids, then you will have to buy the game twice. No different than people that buy the Pokemon games.
Version of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That thing on Nintendo Switch sold something insane, like 95. I think all this top to bottom just downright sucks. But I just hate the idea of them trying to be like variable pricing. But instead of saying some games will be cheaper and some games will be pricier, you're saying some games are going to be expensive and some are going to be even more expensive.
Well, I mean, think about it. It's the cartridges. I told y'all this. It's the limitations. You really, like I've said before, man, respect to CD Projekt Red for putting the whole game. Now, I don't know the price of it, but if it's $60, that means they're undercutting themselves, especially with the DLC. And then they have to manufacture a 64 gigabyte cartridge to give it to you so you can have some form of physical media. Companies are not going to do that. That is time and money out of their own wallet to make you guys feel happy. You think these companies care about how you feel? They don't care. They want you to consume product, and that's it.
But wait, let me refresh. I love to look at the instant replies after came up with this idea. Hey, why is it like that? Hey, how is this going on? And they were talking about the fact that during the entirety of the Nintendo Treehouse they did streaming the gameplay, drop the price was posted hundreds of thousands of times. So a lot of people are like, okay, that probably means that not only does Nintendo know what's up, they're going to try and come up with the most poignant, perfect reply to try to calm people down. Tonight, the Dreamcast actually figured this out. Instead, Hall Effect is a series of magnets. Nothing physically touches inside of it. So instead, it's actually...
Bro, we know why they do these controllers like that, because they want you people to rebuy them.
For years, you'd have a person in the room that was a hardcore gamer. A person that...
Bruh, if you play on Nintendo, you're not a hardcore gamer. Nintendo is for casuals. Y'all like, oh, look at that. That shit. Nintendo's for casuals, bro. I'm not saying I don't like Nintendo, but it's tailor-made for children, young adults, and the nostalgia factor. People always go back, oh, I remember playing that as a kid. I remember. It's the nostalgia factor. Nintendo is for children, bro. You got grown men fighting over Pokemon cards, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not trying to make fun of the Nintendo community, because the real Nintendo fans be like, yo, I don't like that behavior either. I respect you, Games, because that behavior is what makes the Nintendo community look bad. Okay? But I will say one thing. The Nintendo community ain't no different than the PlayStation one. Okay? Y'all all act the same. Exclusive. We got game. $80. We justify it. Paying for upgrades. You guys are all the same, bro. PlayStation fanboys and Nintendo fanboys are the same. One's more delusional and the other one's more hypocrisy. You feel what I'm saying? Nintendo gamers are just straight up delusional. No matter how many times you try to explain something to them, they will find any reason to justify any price hike, anything. And then their excuse, no different than PlayStation fanboy, is to sit there and tell you, oh, you can't afford it. Bro, if I could afford 3 PS5s, I think I could afford a Nintendo Switch. Bro, I got games like Panzer Dragoon Saga, bro. Do you understand how much that game's worth? Like, what do you don't understand? I got a Sega Saturn game that's worth more than 2 Nintendo Switch 2s. What are you talking about, bruh? Like, y'all sitting there acting like this is valuable, bro. Any rational adult can afford every single one of these electronics. But it comes to the point, bro, it's like, why are we getting suckered? Y'all know you're getting suckered, but they're using the likeness. And it's like an addict going to get his, his daily fix. The addict might be like, man, hey, you gave me a little less pony dust than before. But guess what? He's still going to give you the $20 to $30 for, in this case, $80, because they know you need that Nintendo fix. Sony knows it too. Oh, we know you need that video game fix, huh? You want that fix? I got you. $10 for that. You got Microsoft giving out their Phantom Dust for free, and y'all out here paying for this crap.
As an employee of the company, but could help say, hey, that's not going to be good for the people actually buying this. Hey, this messaging, this talk, this price, this entire system is bad for the person trying to buy it.
Oh, they don't care if it's bad for you, bro. You think they care, bro? They just want to see the money come in. They don't care about the stick drift. They don't care about what you're complaining about. They don't care about the price. As long as you dummies are willing to pay for it, they're going to keep doing it. So like I said before, you go out there and buy these $80 games. Go ahead, 80, 90, whatever. They will be risen. Now, as soon as gamers decide to put a foot down is when we start seeing things make a difference. No different than Atari in the old Nintendo days where people was tired of Atari putting out shovelware, okay? Which was essentially a gaming crash. But if you guys keep accepting mediocrity, what do you think they're going to keep doing? They're going to say 100, 120, and they're just going to keep going up.
I want to make this not just fun to play, fun to buy. I want it to be exciting.
You think they care about that? You really think Nintendo cares if he's having fun? Bro, they don't care about you, bro. You ain't nothing but a statistic.
Comes out. Nintendo focused on always keeping things light and fun and happy.
Yeah, right, bro. You hear this? What about the Nintendo 3DS? Oh, what about the NC? But you hear this, dude? Oh, Nintendo is all about keeping light and happy. Bro, you clearly don't know Nintendo's history if you out here saying stuff like this.
For the first time with this new branch of
Nintendo's pretty cutthroat.
Now taking over Nintendo, people are starting to say, oh yeah, even if they make bright, happy games.
Just like people can't even make small games off their projects without them shutting it down, even though it wouldn't even impact their own company. Instead of hiring them like Sega did with Sonic Mania, they would prefer to shut down the games because of how consumer friendly they are, right, Dreamcast guys? So lighthearted people.
This is a very soulless corporation that will just screw you to get a 2% better profit margin. This top to bottom, it is pathetic. This is actually pathetic.
Oh, really?
But how do you feel about
Yeah, man, we'll see you buy one. Give it by June 5th. He's going to be unboxing one, y'all say, and then he's going to use the excuse, I'm only doing it for my YouTube channel. That's why I bought it. Hey, shut up. Nobody want to hear that crap. I took a stance on it, and that's what it be. I'm not buying one. If I get one used miraculously, we don't know how life goes. We'll see. But don't think that I'm going to give Nintendo $450 or whatever the price is of this console and give them my money. I would rather give it to a damn reseller than give it to Nintendo. But I can't even give it to the reseller early on because the reseller had to buy it from Nintendo to do that. So as months go on, we'll see how things turn out. But Nintendo is not getting my money. That's all I'm saying. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, who really thinks that Dreamcast guy is going to get the Nintendo Switch too, even after all the complaining that he's doing?